I'm sure it's been uttered before, and I'm sure many people continue to utter the same words, but it's never more relevant than it is now. Printing is one of the best things you can do for your photography. Putting your photos in a gorgeous frame is a great way of making several aspects of your photo making ability better. So pick out your best and decorate those boring white walls with some glorious prints. Yes, 2022 is here. New year, but older Kai by 1 year. And this is what I got. A rather lovely gift from #TeamPixel. Cheers for the high blood sugar. Thankfully, I'm equally high on motivation to do some proper photo taking outdoors. It feels good to get creative again. Oh yes, I've got a good feeling about this. I can feel it in my gut. Probably indigestion from all the brownies. I'm back here. Ouse Valley Viaduct. Here we go. Setting yourself the goal of making prints is great encouragement to take some amazing photos, but also remind you that great photos don't happen when you're sat at home looking at the four walls around you. Yes, and that's exactly why I'm out taking photos to make prints with a Google Pixel 6. These days, what happens to the photos that you take? Usually you upload them online and eventually they just get pushed down your feed and you forget about them. Now, I don't want to get all misty-eyed about the past because not all things about the past were great. Think mullets and stonewashed denim. But arguably, photos were cherished more when they were actual physical photos in print form. With things like family photo albums, you have to be selective about what you put in there because there's limited space. With walls, you've got even more limited space. You have to be super selective. It'll make you take more care when it comes to making those photos, but also give you a great sense of pride once those photos are up on your walls. And wall space is limited unless you live in a mansion compared to virtual space, which means you'll take a bit more pride in images that you select for your walls versus stuff that you just chuck on the internets. Besides, I think it's easy to fall into the trap of shooting for likes when you post online. You're only pleasing yourself with prints, which at least makes the style true to yourself. Getting into the habit of printing your photos works wonders for your photography, and that starts with the selection process. Right, let's get rid of that. Actually, let's have another one first. Now, I've decided to use this phone today because I want that great depth of field that you get with a smartphone. The whole process of selecting what images you want to put on your walls will make you uber critical about your own work, and that will make you evaluate what makes a good looking image. Of course, you need to take the photo first, but learning to select images influences the way you shoot. Dull pose, dead space at bottom, and unblocking the cool bit, and pink socks. Just too damn sexy and pink socks. Face could be angled more towards camera, pose is a bit slack, pink socks. Look a bit too miserable, maybe could do with something in the top right. Oh, but at least you can't see the pink socks. But at least all that critical thinking you're picking up when you're selecting those images, you can use that the next time you go out to take photos. It will make you a better photographer, more decisive, understand good composition more, and focus on the little details. Shame about those pink socks though. In terms of placement and size of frame, ideally it shouldn't take up more than 3/4 of the space that you're putting it. And if it's going above furniture, then it applies to the width of the furniture. It's going above, it can't be too small as well because it'll just get dwarfed. So aim for something between 3/5 to 3/4 of the width of the furniture or the wall space. Now, one thing you should be wary of before you print off those photos is that the print can look darker than what you see on the screen, and that can be down to monitor brightness. This photo is alright, but let me show you one that isn't quite so alright. So it's a photo of Mam Tor, and looking at the print, it kind of lacks that oomph. So it's a photo that has quite a bit of contrast from the light and the dark bits, but when you look at the photo on a screen, right there, it's quite easy and understandable to think that you'll get exactly that photo as it looks on your screen. But when you look at some of the shadow detail here, you can still see the details in the grass in the foreground there. But whereas on the print, it's kind of all gone. If you can get serious about printing, then you should really calibrate your monitor. Otherwise, just brighten up your photo till it gets to the point where you think, is this too bright? Then you save a new copy and then send that to the print shop. Done. Another thing I think you should do when you're prepping these images for print is to sharpen the image. Even if you already do it in your edits as standard, sharpen it again. And you don't need fancy editing software or editing skills just to prep your image for print. You can do it on your phone here, like this Pixel 6. This is mine, all mine. And there's some cool tools for editing. Well, let me show you this. I really like this feature. It's called the Magic Eraser. Say, for instance, this photo, which I took of my birthday, and you look back at your photo and you think, oh no, what are those kiddies projector toys doing in the foreground? But oh no, you don't need to worry because you've got the Magic Eraser. Check this out. Bish, bash, bosh, here we go, grab-a-dub-dub. Well, look at that. And then 2. There we are. That's perfect. And then you might think, well, that light switch is a bit annoying as well. Done. It's just a fantastically clever and simple tool for ridding your otherwise picture-perfect photos of those unsightly specks of detail, ruining your gorgeous image. Lonely bird. Gone. We don't like lonely birds. Oh, and it works on photobombers dropping in on your beautiful backgrounds too. Yay! Oh, what? Photobombing cameramans is gone. Definitely tidy up your photos as much as possible, because once you've printed it big, that slight annoyance will become a massive one. Oh, and do check the aspect ratio of the paper you're printing on, because not all of them will fit a 3:2 aspect ratio that you usually get from, say, a full-frame sensor or APS-C sensor. And it's always better to do the cropping yourself than to let the print shop do it. You can't be too fussy when it comes to preparing the perfect print, but it is ever so pleasing when you get it just right. And when you surround yourself with your best work, you're constantly reminded by the kind of quality photos that you can make, which will continually serve as inspiration to take better and better photos. Oh, and by the way, the print from that Pixel 6 turned out pretty alright, didn't it? The skin colours are pretty good from the Pixel 6. Let me show you a selfie that I took of myself. Of course I took it of myself. There's a selfie. Okay, just thought I'd take a little selfie, so I've got the old stick out. The 6-meter one. Now, the reason why the skin colours look good from the Pixel 6 is because it's got real tone, which portrays people with different skin tones accurately. I sometimes find that my skin tone doesn't quite look right in digital photos, but looks great straight out of the Pixel 6. Anyway, that's it. Hope you liked my large selfie stick. Hope this was useful. Do something good for your photos and your photography, and print your photos big, and then hang them up. See ya.